Questions that make no sense or relativeness to me will be in here because of Barney. Like the next one, which is new skills. And he's so excited to talk about this because it's his new skills. So go on, off you go.
You're so mean!
On.
Shh, don't tell Mum. Welcome to the Don't Tell Mum podcast. My name's Barney.
And my name is Jamie Lisa Jackaman.
Why do you say your whole name?
Because I'm not a Banks.
No one cares if you're a Banks or
Well,
not.
I do!
Right, we are here and we are parents. We are creating this podcast basically for like-minded parents, for anyone who already kind of has engaged with us on TikTok or any other kind of social media platform and wants to see a little bit more, something a bit more long form, conversational between myself and my lovely partner, Jamie.
Partner, do you like that? It's going to be the dig show. The dig show.
You just love diamonds. You're like your mum.
With
Should we
lots
tell
of
that story?
symptoms, yeah.
Jamie's mum sat at the dinner table over Christmas. We're doing a hypothetical question. What would you do if you won £100,000?
What would you do?
The lottery. What would you do? What would you do, Jamie?
I would invest it into property.
Okay, and I would probably do something similar. We're really boring. And Jamie's mum just goes, I'd just buy diamonds.
And we were like, why would you buy it? Surely you would think of something better to invest your money in. And she went,
But I love diamonds.
but I love diamonds.
And you know what? That kind of sparked off a very good and fun relationship, I think, with your mum. I like your mum. She's cool. Girl,
She is,
Christine, the
to
drama
point.
queen.
And she's actually moving next door, so that's going to be fun.
Oh my God,
We
let's
should
not
get
talk
her
about
on the
that.
show. That would be funny.
But anyway, this kind of podcast, we're going to have it kind of segmented. We're going to have little segments that we do throughout the show, which will kind of, hopefully you can engage with some people who are listening or even watching this on YouTube as well. But yeah, we've created social media pages based on parenting. Now, we're not parenting experts. We have a 1-year-old called Rocket. Well, he's almost 1.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I know.
Almost 1.
25 days. It's 1st of Feb. So 25 days a year ago, I was like getting big.
You were big.
I was big.
The fact that you flew back from New York, a 6.5, 7-hour flight, and you were 36 months pregnant?
I think so, yeah.
33 months
We couldn't get insured.
Dude, it was
And then I had
insane.
COVID, and I went, oh my God, if I go into hospital, we'll have to sell our house.
You
We'll have to sell our
waddled
house.
onto the plane. I had COVID.
That's what I mean, though. He had COVID and I was more ill, and I kept coming up as negative. So I don't know if it was to do with pregnancy. Very strange. That was such a stressful time for us. And then we had the baby shower in Jan, which was probably the best day of my life.
That was really fun. But speaking of babies, our first segment is called What's New with Rocket. So every week we're going to discuss what's he done, what's new about his life. I mean, I'm sure that in a couple of weeks' time, what we'll be saying is that he's turned 1. Woohoo! But what's the most recent thing about him? I would say that he has done his first induction day at nursery.
And guess what happened on his first day of nursery?
He got a stinking fucking cold.
Woohoo! We came back from Bali and he had an eye infection. We got rid of that. We tackled that one. Didn't get Bali belly. Comes to nursery in the UK and get a storming stinking cold. To the point where, like, Barney has been up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I woke up at 4 a.m. Couldn't go back to sleep, and then I just jumped on the bike this morning and did some yoga.
He vomcanoed on me yesterday
Last
as
night.
well.
And
Vomit on my sweater already.
He's not a sick baby. Like, he's never been a spit-up baby either when he was really, really young. So I think he's probably been sick in his life, like, as in spit up, 3 times in his time. 1 in Liberties.
On the sofa, because you fed him too much milk.
It was like I felt...
Liberty in
Liberties.
London, you know, that really posh store where everything is already bougie. Jamie sat on a velvet couch with Rocket, fed him too much milk, and he projectiled all over the couch.
The
White
only time
Actimel.
he'd ever been sick. And I was like, they were like, oh, it's so normal. I was like, no, not him. He's like, he doesn't do this. And so that was annoying. And then yesterday, the volcanoed eruption.
He did volcano all over my lovely Hollister top. But you know what? I think that he's just coping with the cold quite well, but it's the waking up and going back to sleep. You know, when you've got the flu, you're sensitive, you don't like going into like hot temperatures. So putting him in the bath yesterday was an ordeal. He was screaming. It was just a bit...
shaking.
Yeah.
Because I do this. My skin feels really sore to touch.
Like when you have the flu. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh.
Anyway, I think that that's what's new with Rocket mainly, and other than the fact that
Well,
he's
the
also...
good habit and bad habit.
Okay, so what? The bad habit is the fact that he's got ill. I don't know if he has a bad habit.
But the good habit is he's become really good at his walker.
Yeah, I was going to say he is so close to walking. He's like, we're practicing balancing him on 2 feet as well. And if you let go of him, he'll balance for a couple of seconds and then he'll plonk down onto his bum. So
He's brilliant. He's really, really good. But what I've noticed, okay, so you know when you're at the gym and you've got that roll out, so you roll out with your abs and then you bring it back in again. He does that with his walker. I'm thinking he's going to have some solid abs by the time he's won. All that workout. So that's good.
So he's going to pull all the chicks at nursery, is he, with his abs?
Well, speaking of that, on Fridays he's the only male.
He is the only male on Friday.
They told us, and I was like, get in, son.
We should call it Magic Mike Fridays. Yes, Rocket, you're a legend.
Get in.
We also have this segment that we want to try out as well. TikTok turn-offs. I had this kind of idea of, when I'm scrolling on TikTok, as the platform is pretty good at, having a good algorithm, it provides you with content that you're going to engage with or that you'll enjoy watching. And I swear there are a few things that I come across regularly, and I'm like, this is just the worst. And I wanted to know if you have any of these things. Like, are there any kinds of videos that you come across that are kind of like, let's say they're a type of video that multiple people are doing?
I have a few. People that watch gaming videos really annoy me.
Okay, so this is the thing. Such a dick. No.
That's all he does.
You don't mean people that watch people playing video games, do you? You mean people that put up videos on TikTok where half the screen is one thing and half the screen is a game or something completely different, right?
Bit of both, really. Yeah, a little bit. I mean...
Says the girl that was like, when we were starting to date and she was trying to, get in my good graces, she was like, I'm a gamer, I play Sims. I'm like, you're not a gamer.
No, I didn't say Sims. What did I say?
You said Sims.
No.
You lied and said Call of Duty or something.
No, I did
you said,
not.
I was the first person in the country to get a PlayStation 1.
Well, I was.
You're
That's a claim to fame,
idiot.
number one. Number two, it wasn't that. It was SSX Tricky, great soundtrack.
That is a great game and a great soundtrack.
And then
Arguably
Crash Bandicoot.
yeah, I don't like Crash
And Tomb
Bandicoot.
Raider.
Yeah, Tomb
and
Raider.
Uncharted.
Uncharted is a banger. Two games that have the best soundtrack ever. Come at me in the comments if you disagree.
Nobody cares. This is an
SSX
it.
Tricky
Yeah?
and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Okay.
Too.
So,
My TikTok turnoff is, I think the people that approach other people on the street and, have these altercations. They're like, yeah, what did you say to me? Yeah, what did you say? Tell me what you said. Yeah, okay, don't touch me, sir. Don't touch me.
I've never seen
I'm
a
allowed
video
to...
like that.
Have you seen the people that
No.
record the police in America?
No.
If the police pull them over because they have a busted tail light or whatever, or they're erratically driving or, suspected of drink driving, and the police get to the window and they're like, hey, can you wind your window down, sir? And they're like, I know my rights. I don't have to wind down my window. I don't have to do anything you say. All I was doing was this. And I'm like, why are you antagonizing the police?
but can I just say one thing
Really
about
annoys
that,
me.
though? I can see what you mean, and I see it when people share the content
Yeah.
of people I follow, but I've actually not come across it. And recently I've found out if you're releasing a podcast, right, you're looking at other podcasts, the algorithm is only going to show you people that do podcasts. So you'll start to think that everybody is doing a podcast.
Yeah, fair
Same with, like, for instance, when we started doing the baby stuff, all my content was, oh my God, everybody's doing baby content. It's mad.
How is everyone suddenly pregnant?
Exactly. That's another thing. Everybody's now pregnant, but it isn't. It's the algorithm pulling in your interests. So, for instance, I don't know where your relation to it is with the crime. I don't know whether it's to do with Call of Duty, watching videos, shooting videos or something. Maybe that's trying to link that. The algorithm is trying to link that with, like, aggressive altercations. Altercations.
You're going to learn really quickly how dyslexic Jamie is, and I can't wait.
We should call this the Dyslexic Show. Full of music
I'm
as
not
well.
dyslexic, though. And you were 36 months pregnant? My other TikTok turn-off is TikTok entrepreneurs. The people that go, you know what? When I made my first million when I was 16 years old, and then I invested it into crypto, and then I made 17 billion, that's just easy. Like, start me at $0, like, right now, and by Monday, I'll have 6 million in my bank account. I'm like, shut up. There's so many TikTok entrepreneurs that are there. And then you go on their profile, and in their bio, it's buy my course online to learn how to be a crypto billionaire. And
I
I'm
would
like,
love somebody in the comments to write below who's actually successful at that, because
There's probably a few, but people have seen success in growing their TikToks by being a TikTok entrepreneur. That it's obviously become like a thing. It's a bit of a fad on TikTok right now. And I don't know why my algorithm just spits that crap at me, because I hold my finger on it and I put, I'm not interested. And then the next 4 videos are the same effing thing, Jamie.
we don't swear on this podcast. We're trying to be really good at not swearing,
I
because
think I swore
now
earlier.
he's starting to learn about language. But what I'm saying is we're trying to stop swearing. So if you hear him swear, put a pound in the swear jar, please.
A pound in the swear jar if we swear in front of Rocket.
Yeah.
Man, he's going to be a millionaire, Rodders.
So on Don't Tell Mum, we have 2 positions. I am the producer of the show, and he is the host, and I'm the co-host. So technically, questions that make no sense or relativeness to me will be in here because of Barney. Like the next one, which is new skills, and he's so excited to talk about this because it's his new skills. So go on, off you go.
You're so mean.
Off you go. So
you
your
just
new
created
skill.
like an out for you in case this podcast does terribly, and you're gonna be like, well, it's because of the things you talked about. Look, don't come at me with that
Don't
BS.
start with
all right?
that. Go
Because
on.
you actually
Go
have
on.
a really cool
Clock on,
new thing
number
that you're
3.
doing as well. So we went to Bali for 3 weeks and we came back about a week ago. When I was younger, I used to love skateboarding. I found this thing out there called surf skating. I've always wanted to be good at surfing, but I'm kind of suck at it. And I have some experience skating when I was younger. Hence, enter the surf skate. This is a skateboard where the front truck is spring-loaded and you can turn really tightly. And you can turn like really sharp, which essentially mimics the way a surfboard reacts on water or on a wave. And I tried it. I love it. I'm going to try and continue it here.
Good story,
What's your
bro.
new venture for the week that you would like to share?
I don't have one. So basically,
Great, moving on. Let's go to the next thing.
So basically, I've started writing this journal, which I'm going to publish this year, which is really, really, really exciting. It's about manifesting and journaling and putting it all down. I've done it for years. I seem to weirdly manifest stuff, and Barney's like, how did you do that? For instance, I make us write mood boards and put on there like our favourite car or our favourite living room.
You did make us
And-
create giant A3 pieces of paper that had like your ideal car, your ideal house, how many dogs, how many kids.
Your job.
Like what's your ideal job, all this kind of stuff. And
And it's actually starting to come real.
weirdly, like 3 out of the 7 things have happened in the past year or 2.
So I really, really want to help others by creating that. And then I went to Bali, as you do, and see a shaman. And then they told me about getting into healing. And funnily enough, today is the day I go and meet a sound healer. Because I'm in sound, I kind of wanted to put 2 and 2 together, meet a sound healer. So I'm having a meeting today with the sound healer, which is really exciting. So that's a new venture that we'll discuss on the next episode to see how the meeting went and if I've looked forward for that. But it kind of coincides with manifesting.
Yeah, it's weird because when we went to Bali the second time, we went and did a sound bath where you like lie in like a
was
giant
beautiful.
pyramid.
You
and
fell asleep.
They gong things and you just lie there and you meditate while they hit these different instruments inside this crazy room. And it was really fun. Well, I'm really excited to see how your manifesting journal goes. We've had loads of positivity from our friends saying that they want one from you because you posted about it and you posted one that you had bought in Bali that was really cute. And so I think it's going to be really good. High
Thanks.
five.
High five.
Let's go, baby!
Yeah.
So I think that it's about time that we talk about what's the best film that you've seen or series that you've started in the past week, because we actually are into the same things but also into very different things in terms of like watching stuff. Like I like my doofus comedy, like you said. I watch things like Rick and Morty, Big Mouth, stuff like that, and it just does not resonate with you in the slightest,
No.
which is cool though. I don't mind.
I feel like that's a man versus female.
And like,
thing.
you know, I like Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, and I know you don't,
I don't like
dislike Lord of the
fantasy
Rings. You
stuff.
don't like fantasy adventure, but you did watch Star Wars, but that's because it's a you and your dad thing. So I appreciate that we like similar things, but then also like different things because we can go away and watch our own things. So what have you watched?
I'm only going to mention this once.